you know, summer has a funny way on making you just not feel like working in the garden. And for us, we have not worked in the garden for, I don't know, 2 months? 2 months? Pretty much we got overrun with tomatoes and cucumbers, and after I cut the sweet corn, I'd had enough. But there's still stuff out here, not much. I just picked a little handful of jalapeno peppers that I'm actually really excited about because they're colorful. They're red and purple. Those should be tam jalapenos, I believe is what I planted. So they're not gonna be too bad. But anyway, I'm actually making some barbecued smoked chicken for dinner. Melt some cheese on top of it with those jalapenos. Man, that'll be good. Anyway, nothing really out here that I'm trying to save anymore. Everything's all way overgrown in weeds. There's a row of blackberries over there somewhere that I have to find. They're still alive. I found half of them like a month ago working one night. Need to find the other half. And then I'm gonna run through this whole sucker with a brush hog. I'm going through right now pulling out wires and boards and rocks. And I'm gonna try to pull out all this plastic as much as I can. I imagine it's gonna rip apart mostly as I start pulling on it, but that's okay. That's what I expected would happen. But yeah, I'm just trying to clean it up enough that I can run over all of it with the brush hog and not feel like I'm gonna destroy the brush hog. And then I'm gonna tarp the whole thing with the same big black plastic sheets that I used. If you go back and look at the video where I was seeding and trying to kind of jumpstart the radish, I'm gonna soak it all down real good. I'm gonna cover it with black plastic and we're gonna solarize it. Try to get all these weed seeds that are in here to sprout, pop up, do their thing, and then die because they're under black plastic. That is the plan. I got the sprinkler going right now on the orchard because I've severely neglected it. Now, if you remember when I planted the trees, I think I showed you guys, I bored down holes like 4 feet deep and backfilled them all with cow manure. So they should have kind of a little water reservoir in there, but it has not rained for, not a good soaker rain for well over a month. And the 15-day forecast says it's still not going to. Folks in Florida are preparing for a huge hurricane and we're drying out, but it's good. We need to dry out. We need a chance to get some work done every couple of years anyway. Anyway, I got to tear out the rest of this number 9 wire here that I used for the tomato trellis. And I got to find the rest of my boards and rocks as much as I can anyway. And then we'll see about getting the brush hog put on the tractor and mow this sucker down, because that would actually make me feel better. Some people would think it'd make you feel bad to mow your whole garden, but it'd make me feel better because it would make it clean up a lot, make it presentable. I got to mow it because I can't just go throw the plastic over it the way it is with all the weeds standing up. It would never work. So I've got to mow it, get it down short, and then we'll solarize it. So anyway, let me get it cleaned up. We'll see how it goes. Just figured I'd give you guys a little talk on my black locust trees here. I haven't mentioned them in a while, maybe not since I planted them, I don't know, but they're doing pretty well despite my severe negligence. And that's what I wanted to mention, was just the sheer resilience of these little trees. I mean, when I say sheer negligence, guys, I mean it. The water hoses are right there and I forget to water these things. And they sit out here on the south side of our house. They're getting roasted in this little plastic bucket. And it got to the point to where I think it was the entire thing, all of them were totally defoliated. Totally. They look just like this one here, like this little spike. And I thought, dadgum, you know, I was so foolish and just let them die. But that's not the case. I watered them. All I did was water them. And all of this new growth has come back in about a week, which is just amazing. Really, truly amazing. For something that looked like it was dead. So it's just a natural survival trait of theirs and of most trees, really. If they're short on water, you know, out of season, they will defoliate and sort of go dormant even when it's not wintertime. I've noticed most of my trees in the orchard did that, actually. Same thing, not enough water. And I don't know, we'll see if they come back or not. They're a little bit bigger variety. They're not a little seedling like this with quite as much energy, maybe, I don't know. They should have more energy in the roots, right? But anyway, we'll see if any of them push new leaf, or we'll see if they make it through to the spring or not, if they bloom back out in the spring. But I wanted to mention, like I said, little black locust trees here. I'm super excited about this. Like I said, I pretty well had given them up for dead, but I watered them anyway just to see what would happen. I did lose a few. This one here looks like he's a goner. This one down in here looks like a goner. And of course this one over here. Actually, nope, look at that. Look right there. New little leaf coming out, so this one is not gone yet. And maybe we'll see what this one does then. I'm not going to pull anything out of here yet. We'll see what they do. But they are crowded in the bucket. I know that. I should have split them up a long time ago when they first sprouted. I just didn't. Here's all the new buckets that I finally washed out to use for tree pots. But now I'm going to wait till this fall when they really truly go dormant. Then we'll wash all the roots off and try to get them untangled when they're dormant, and then get them all potted back up and see how they push out next spring. But like I said, just wanted to mention the resilience. Just because they look dead, you know, don't lose hope just because they're looking dead. Heck, this one's even looks like it's trying to push out some new green growth maybe. So yeah, don't give up hope just because they look dead, you know. Obviously try to keep them from getting to that level, but these little black locusts anyway, man, they keep on fighting. Well, I gotta say, I'm impressed. The plastic actually all held up. Might get one more season out of it. I mean, you can feel it's getting a little brittle, but I was not gentle on it. I just ripped it out, and none of it ripped in half. And it actually pulled the plants up with it. So my pepper plants, as I was pulling the plastic, the peppers were just ripping out by the roots. Maybe there's something to that, letting it dry out real good before you clean up versus having, you know, more supple plants. Now the red around the tomatoes, it's going to be a much bigger mess, and I can't actually start it right now because I got to go get started on dinner. But I've got to get all this number 9 wire out of here first anyway. The tomatoes is going to be a way bigger mess, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and try to pull all the tomatoes up first. Pull them up through the plastic if they will, and then see if I can't just peel the plastic up. I don't intend to reuse that red plastic. It was this thin little one-time use stuff. It's actually for strawberries, but it worked as a weed fabric anyway. The weeds actually that you guys all see here is actually what's coming up in the row, or coming up in the walkway, not in the plant rows. So the plastic did its job. I just didn't do mine of keeping the rows clean. Anyway, making a mess, but it's for the better. So hopefully before long we'll have this thing looking nice and all leveled out and shiny black because it's killing weeds.